Hey guys, it's Danny. So I would like to show you something that I never encountered so far on an orchid, on a Phalaenopsis orchid. So this is the Phalaenopsis hieroglyphica crossed with Mariae. I purchased her from eBay not long ago. You might remember I was saying this orchid has some, oopsie, sorry about that, has some discolorations on her leaves. And things happened, as you can see here. So I'll tell you what I did. And don't freak out just yet. So what I did was I repotted this orchid, and you know, Ceramis being clay, I had some Ceramis on my hands. As you can see, I managed to dirty a little bit the foliage. What I thought was, I'm just gonna shower the orchid and let it be. So I showered it, let it be. Droplets of water were left on the leaves. And what I believe is happening is I'm dealing with a fungal infection right here. Now, as you can see, it looks rather worrying. It looks like a virus, like the ring spot virus. However, I do have experience with viruses, and they don't look like this. Yeah, they're round, but they don't look like this. I'll share with you in the description below my video on viruses when I had an infested orchid. However, this spotting appeared overnight. First day it looked not so bad. The next day it looked just like this. And it continued to stay just like this for the past 2 weeks now, to 3 weeks perhaps. So it didn't spread out. Viruses tend to form in time, tend to affect the leaf in time, not overnight. And as I was telling you, this orchid had some discolorations and I didn't know what they were. They might be some damage actually. So I might have had some bruises on this leaf. Who knows really, because I don't know the history of this orchid. Thus, this part of the leaf was more sensitive to the droplets of water, and behold, we have some infection. So this is what I believe. The other leaves are looking okay, the new leaves are looking okay. Only the older leaves have some spotting. You see here, I have some spotting on the edge. I do not believe it is a virus right now, considering my experience with viruses, but I suspect I'm dealing with a fungal infection. So in any case, I wanted to document this. I wanted to show you this. In case one of you ever has some issues, I can direct you to this video. I will of course observe this orchid in the future, but I will try to cut this leaf. I'll try to cut the affected edge, and then I'm gonna seal the wound with cinnamon, because there's a chance this thing might spread. If I get high humidity at some point, it might spread. It's an infection that I'm leaving on the leaf. I'm not comfortable with it. However, this doesn't mean I have to cut the entire leaf. So what I will do is cut the edge right now, try to seal it as best as possible, and see how this does. Now we're gonna work with some cutting tools, and the best thing to do is to sterilize them. I always tell you it's a sterilized scissors, but I never show you. So how I sterilize things is apply alcohol. I use alcohol of 96%, oops, sorry dear, 96% concentration. It's a lot of alcohol. So what I do is put it on this cotton disc and then rub very, very well the blades of my cutting tools. I always sterilize my cutting tools like this. Sometimes if I have a lighter around, I'm gonna use that lighter as well. I don't think I do right now, but it's a good idea to use it if you have it. However, I do this for a minute or so. I try to sterilize as best as I can my cutting tools. Okay, now that all is said and done, let's chop this leaf off. So as I was saying, I don't want to cut the entire leaf. I just want to cut the infected tissue. And when I cut, I'm always cutting under the infected tissue into good tissue. If I cut into the infected tissue, I might leave something behind. I tried to make as clean of a cut as possible. Not sure if I succeeded. However, I will sterilize. See, this is not okay what I did just here, but I didn't see. Cutting like this is not okay because the wound stops at the very edge of my cut. Not okay. You need to cut into healthy tissue. That looks much better. I'm just gonna cut this leaf like this because I do have some spotting as well. So I'm gonna cut what I see infected. Oops, see, this was already broken. So as I was saying, this orchid might have went through some damage of some sort. So that tissue, oh, I feel it. It's okay, this tissue is a lot thinner than the leaf. So maybe this orchid experienced some mistreatment in her life, who knows? So what I'm gonna do now is seal these wounds with cinnamon powder. Cinnamon powder is a very good drying agent. I really hope I was in frame while I showed you what I did. So I have some cinnamon on a piece of paper here, and actually one of my viewers who is an art student told me they like to use cinnamon with a brush, and I thought that was a wonderful idea, so I'm gonna try it now. I usually use Q-tips or other things, but I'm gonna try the brush now. Thank you for suggesting this tip. It's very useful. Hopefully I'll do a good job. I'm not an artist. So as you can see, I have some cinnamon here, and this will be the tricky part. I don't want to put cinnamon everywhere. However, I do want to make sure that I cover where I cut. So actually, this is very good. This is an alternative to the Q-tip that I used, a brush. This is a makeup brush though. That is horrible, for your information, for me at least. I find it horrible, so it is now used with orchids. Whatever excess I have in my hand, I just remove. I said sterilize, but no, I meant seal. I'm not sure if cinnamon sterilizes. Some say it has fungal properties, antifungal properties, antibacterial properties, I don't know. However, I do know it dehydrates. And the faster a wound heals or dries, the less prone it is to infection. Alrighty, so my orchid has been cinnamoned. What I'm gonna do now is just get rid of these gloves. I never reuse gloves. And I'm just gonna care for this orchid like normal, like usual. Try to give it the best care that I can provide, and wait for the blooms, because I have quite a few buds on quite a few flower spikes developing, so that's nice. I'm gonna keep you up to date with how these leaves will look like in the future, what will happen next, and confirm if indeed it was not a virus and just a fungal infection. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you found this useful. If you'd like to watch more orchid videos from me, simply subscribe to my channel. I post on a daily basis. Also, feel free to leave me questions or suggestions in the comments below. I always check them and I always respond as much as time lets me. And if you ever want to send me a letter, just do so at the address you see on the screen or in the description below. Choose an option on the screen right now if you'd like to be directed to orchidnature.com, my website, or if you'd like to watch another orchid video. Don't forget to rate and share and all of that fun stuff, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!